I'd like to call to order the council presentation for December 20th. Our first presentation is by the Vice Mayor, Steve Shelley. Mr. Shelley?
Thank you, Mayor. I have the honor tonight to introduce the Artists in the Spotlight for December and January, which is held at the Seminole Theater in downtown Homestead. For those 2 months, the new artist will be Susan Sorrentino. So I'd like to invite her up here to talk a little bit about her artwork and what inspires her. You know, whether or not if you've had an opening night yet?
Yes, we had it on December 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the holiday coming up, we kind of made it a little early.
Okay, and so you can kind of talk about what inspires you. I've had a chance to see the artwork myself, and I suggest if you go to the Seminole Theater, don't go hungry, because her artwork is very beautiful, and it's all fruits, and it's South Florida, and
it's the Homestead harvest.
Yes, it will make you hungry if you haven't eaten. So I'll turn it over to you to talk about your artwork and about the exhibit.
Thank you. I've only been here 1 year. I decided to retire and come to Homestead. I'm from Miami Beach. I was born and raised there. And my daughter lives here, and so I figured, let me go where my family is. And when I got here, I just fell in love. I fell in love with Homestead all over again. My first time here was when I was a child. We owned horses out here. So every weekend, we'd come out and ride our horses through the fields, be chased by the wild boars, get cut up by the sawgrass. And all of that came back to me as soon as I got back here. The smells of the Everglades and the fields, and it was so inspiring to me. I just couldn't stop driving all over this place, looking at the fields, seeing the things being planted, the harvesting, and that was my inspiration. When I first went to the Seminole Theater, because that's the center of my social life, Mickey said to me, why don't you be a spotlight artist? So I looked into it, and I was able to get on schedule, and then for the next 6 months, I went wild just painting day and night. I painted over 50 paintings that I now call the Homestead Harvest, and they're on the walls up there. Because I love the Seminoles so much, I've donated 2 paintings for them to auction off. One auction will be on Saturday. It's the Damari tomato painting. It's a 20 by 20. It's a beautiful painting, and if you'd like to bid on it and you're not going to be at the presentation on Saturday, you could make a silent bid at the office. 100% of the sale is going to the Seminole Theater, and it's tax deductible if you do that one. I donated another one for the end of January, and that's the coconut palms. And that one, and both of those paintings are on display over at the bar area in the lobby. I love Homestead. I've met so many people here. I've fallen in love with it. It was the best move I ever made. Thank you for having me here, enabling me to exhibit. I think that Homestead needs more places to exhibit. I exhibit over at the community center also. And in both locations, I've made sales, which is nice. Every artist, to make an artist happy in a community, they need time to create, and then they need money to buy more supplies. So we need more places for artists to present their work. So thank you so much for the spotlight. I'm hoping that maybe when the park next to the Seminole is renovated, that maybe a monthly artist walk could happen. Right now, a lot of the artists are kind of coming out of the woodwork. I've met many at the Capri. They're doing a little exhibit on the walls there. And we need to pull together the community, the artist community here. We're kind of hidden. I don't see any art in public places here, yet I see all this development. So I'd love to see more of that as well. The visual arts is different than everything else that's happening here, so I just wanted to thank you for letting me be here.
Well, thank you very much for participating in the program and for displaying your beautiful work at the Seminole Theater.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Can everybody hear okay? I know certain times we've been having trouble with it. Can you hear back there in the back? Okay? Okay, good. Miss, oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Fairclough.
Is there a list up there?
Yeah,
Okay.
has a list.
Come on. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Come on now. I know we're all tired, but it's a good day. And thank you so much for being here, particularly to our educators. I know you're extremely exhausted. We have 2 days left. We'll get to the finish line. But tonight is a good night because we will be placing money into your classrooms. And I am so fortunate to work with some volunteers in our community, the Education Committee, who really believe in putting their money where their heart is, and that is in the classroom, supporting students and the teachers that teach them. So I think this is our second year with our Educator Mini Grant Program, where teachers throughout the city of Homestead, they submit a grant application, and this committee reviews those grant applications and then fund innovation and ingenuity into their classrooms. So on tonight, I'm going to tee this off to Desiree Chase, so that she can announce the recipients of the City of Homestead's Education Mini Grant Program.
Thank you, Ms. Faircloth. We'll get started. Let's get the money to the teachers. For the activity Broncos for Butterflies, Ms. Brenda Gaudet from Homestead Senior High. Welcome. For Flashlight Fridays, Ms. Lisa Vanegas for Gateway Environmental K-8 Learning. For the Love of Literacy, Silvana Bermudez from Gateway Environmental K-8 Learning. Future Writers, Dr. Mona Bernard from Gateway Environmental K-8 Learning. Well, this is a biology teacher. Investing Classification in Biological Systems, Ms. Angela Compton from Everglades Preparatory. Learning Physics with Robots, Mr. Jose Padilla from Everglades Preparatory. A big favorite of the committee, Rocks and Boxin', Ms. Julie Kenny from First United Methodist Christian School. Congratulations. Saunders Launchers, Miss Lorna Smith from Laura C. Saunders. Stepping in the Garden, Miss Cynthia Dahl from Homestead Senior High. Rousseau's Super Kid comic, Miss Tanya Rousseau from West Homestead K-8. Tickets to Success, Miss Caroline Langto, Gateway Environmental K-8 Learning Center. And also joining, Traveling Reading Scrapbook, Miss Jessamy Matheson, West Homestead K-8.
I'd also like to thank our South Region Office, the Administrative Directors here, Mr. Leonard Ruan, for your support, as well as the principals and assistant principals that are here tonight to support these teachers. This year, we had a lot of submissions, more than last year. I believe West Homestead, Gateway, and Laura Saunders had the most submissions, and I see the principal from those schools here. So thank you so much for supporting these teachers, and we hope you do great things in your classrooms for our kids in the city of Homestead. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any of you mind coming this way?
May I, Mayor? Okay. For my next presentation, I am really proud of the partnership that we have with this anchor institution. The City of Homestead, we pride ourselves on collaborating with different institutions in order to enhance the quality of life and offerings here in the City of Homestead. And Dr. Pablo Ortiz has been a true partner in the City of Homestead. He has been very instrumental in assisting me with providing mammograms to women in this community, not only in February, annually, but quarterly. We're kicking off soon. In addition to that, he has partnered with the City of Homestead's Youth Council to spread holiday cheer in the community with our toy drive. I believe this is our third year, and Dr. Ortiz and the FIU family has assisted us to place presents under the Christmas trees of kids in our community. So it's very important for us to recognize those partnerships so that we sustain those partnerships. Dr. Ortiz, if you can please join me up front, I greatly appreciate it. I'd like to present the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Pablo Ortiz in grateful recognition for your generous and outstanding partnership with the City of Homestead during the holidays, bringing joy to the community year after year. Let us remember that the Christmas heart is a giving heart that thinks of others first. Thank you, Dr. Ortiz, for helping to spread holiday cheer in Homestead.
So just very quickly, let me first congratulate all of the teachers that were just honored and given some extra cash. My wife is a teacher, so that's always welcomed, right? But these are really the teachers that we have to support and nurture because they are the ones that go above and beyond and really inspire so many students on a daily basis, so thank you. So it's an honor to be here on behalf of FIU, and it's a very special occasion, and of course we are very proud to not only work with you, but for you here at the City of Homestead. And we're keenly aware of the two big priorities for this council, and that is, as I've heard you say many times, education and jobs and workforce development. So I'm very happy to share that currently we have close to 1,600 students that are current students at FIU that live here in the City of Homestead and travel to our campus, although many times separated by what seems to be many, many miles of slow roads, and we hope that that's improved soon. They do make our university that much better. And happy to share that our incoming freshman class is at its all-time high. It's an average GPA of 4.1 with an SAT score close to 1,200. And FIU has never seen an incoming class of freshmen that high. And they are coming from cities like Homestead, and we're proud to have them. And on the job side, we're happy to say that we do employ close to 150 faculty and staff that are residents here in the City of Homestead, and we hope to expand that. We just celebrated 10 commencement ceremonies where several thousand students graduated, and we are working very hard to keep the talent here locally, bring them back into the community, get them jobs, get them to support and give back, and that's really why we're here. So, Councilwoman Fairclough, thank you for the recognition, but it really is a recognition on behalf of all of our students, faculty, and staff at FIU, and it's truly a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's do one more. 1, 2.
There you go. Let me have that one too. Thank you, Mayor. Wow, what a great night of giving. Ms. Fairclough, that was, let me know next time, we can help you out with that too. Thank you. Yes. I'd like to bring up Ms. Susan Newman. We're going to do the presentation from the Homestead Rock and Rib Fest. Yeah, you can come around this way.
Good evening, everyone. Get my glasses back on. All right, we're here tonight to recognize and give the proceeds from the Homestead Rock and Rib Fest to all the organizations that helped us help others. Our event is designed to be a community event where we raise money and awareness for local organizations that help enhance the lives of children in our area. I would like to invite all the organizations here tonight to join us up here as we get ready to make our presentation.
Come on up, you know who you are. We're going to have the Mexican American Council. Either side, doesn't matter for now. Gladiator Wrestling, Coach Humberto Reyes, affectionately known as Coach Duck.
Board members, come on up.
We have Patches P-Peck, recognized by Sharon Fields. And we had a new one, Panther Extreme Cheer, which Tamika's here to accept their proceeds. Go ahead, Sue.
While they're coming, I'd like to introduce all of our board members. I'm Susan Newman, Councilman Larry Roth, Sherry Servillan, Tony Garcia, Elisa McFerrin, my husband Bill Tebow, and Kim Fricky. So those are the ones that we do put this thing together. We work hard for others in our community. This is our 5th year and 6th event. To date, we have been able to give away just over $100,000. It's truly an honor to serve others, raise money for awareness for great organizations like this. Before we present the checks, Councilman, would you like to say anything?
Yes, thank you, Sue. These events are very, very challenging to put on. Anyone who's ever done an event knows that. Sip, come on up here. You're a big part of the MAC. Come on. You are the MAC. Come on up here. But when we do these events, it's really about the sponsors who help us pay for the event. And I just wanted to recognize a few that really stepped up this year. You know, we're blessed to live in a community that's abundant with people who care about organizations and especially the children in our community. And Homestead Trading Post was a big sponsor. Our very own Senator Anna Terry Flores was a good sponsor. The Kai's Company Real Estate has been a sponsor with us since the beginning. Thank you, Mr. Garcia, Tony. Homestead Hospital has been with us for the 5 years. Keith Pearson Chevrolet was a new one this year. Our very own Daniela Levine Cava was also a very generous sponsor. I do want to throw a shout out to our very own Patricia Faircloth, who's been with us from the beginning, for her support and everything that she does, not only for our organization, but for many, many, many other organizations in our community. And for that, I thank you, Patricia. Thank you very much. John Moss, he's an attorney, local attorney. He's been with us for all 6 events. You know, and we count on these sponsors. Without these sponsors, we can't give away as much money as we're going to give away tonight. Jim Pierce, another longtime Homestead resident, is also a longtime sponsor. Alton Madison Property Management has been with us from the beginning. And All Aaron Appliances, Hugo Ramirez, he's been at Homestead for over 30 years. These are the people that I talk about on a monthly, weekly basis, and I promote these guys because they truly show that they care about our community by doing sponsorships like this for our events. With that, I'll give it back to Sue.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. This year we invite organizations to help their causes and to contribute to the event. The Homestead Police Explorers, YMCA, the Miami Youth Sympathy, and Regina Talbert. Regina is a mother who lost her daughter to gun violence, called Norrecia Talbert Dream Foundation. They were all invited to sell tickets and receive half of the ticket price, and the other half was going into the pot to give to the 4 children's organizations that were designated. It's all about helping others. For their efforts, Miami Youth Sympathy will receive $50, YMCA will receive $90, the Homestead Police Explorers will receive $130, and the Norrecia Talbert Dream Foundation will receive $200. 2 other organizations were invited to sell tickets and also participate in the event with volunteers. The Kiwanis Club of Homestead manned the gate again this year and sold tickets. They will receive a check for $917.80. That's me. SOS will receive $585 for helping with the beverages and ticket sales. Now for the recipients of the Rock and Rib Fest. This amount also includes the tickets each charity sold to the event. Patches P-Peck will receive $4,155.50. Gladiator Wrestling. You're going to receive $4,500.50. Congratulations. Panther Extreme. I met this young lady at a grant workshop, and I have just fallen in love with her and her purpose. And you are going to receive $4,580.50. Congratulations. And finally, the Mexican American Council, one of our favorites in this community, you are going to receive $4,775.50. Congratulations. If you've never attended the Homestead Rock and Rib Fest, you've missed something. It is a lot of fun, it's good ribs, and it's for a very worthy cause, and I would encourage you to go next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And as a side note, that added up to about $20,000 we just gave away to local kids' charities. And I just want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to serve. And I want to thank you guys for what you do in the community. It's priceless. As I said earlier, Homestead is blessed to have individuals like you who care about children in our community. And without you, we can't do what we do. So I applaud you as well. Thank you guys very much.
Hello. Well, I'll just say on behalf of all of these amazing organizations, thank you so much for this amazing Rock and Rib Fest. You not only give us a chance to raise that money ourselves, but we also get to take part in the event, and you give our organization, our Mariachi Conservatory, a chance to play. Thank you, but more than the fest, to all of you, the board members who really make This Is for the Kids, This Is for the Kids. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to say anything? No? Thank you guys very much. Uh-oh.
Listen, I want to tell you how wonderful this entire group over here is. I've known them for many, many years, longer than back to 2005. And I've been with Patches, which is a pediatric nursing center for extremely ill children. This group of people have come through for that center over and over and over again. We are a Medicaid fee-for-service, and if you know what's going on in our medical care in this country, you can imagine what's happening there. Without this group, constantly, it's just not the Rib Fest, and without this community, you are a giving group of people. And when you see us coming, I know when this one comes down the street and this one and a few others, people kind of like hide. Uh-oh. Here they come, they got their hand out. But please know, it's not for them. It's for very worthy causes, and we love you all, every one of you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Wait, picture.
Well, we'll get a picture.
Okay, come on, squeeze.
Okay, that's going to conclude our presentation ceremony. Give us about 5 minutes to get everything switched over. We'll go straight into our council meeting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This time I'd like to call to order the Wednesday, December 20th, 2017 council meeting. It's approximately 6:15 p.m. This evening we'll have the invocation by Pastor Rich Witter, from the Life Point Church of Homestead, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance with Vice Mayor Shelley and our police explorers. Would you all please stand?
Thank you, Mayor. Please bow your heads with me. Father, in the name of Jesus, we enter tonight grateful for everything that you have done for us. We are privileged to live in this great city and in this state and country where we have freedom to gather and pray in moments like these. We believe that you have placed us here with a purpose, and we don't take that responsibility lightly. We appreciate the men and women who have led this community in the past, and we are thankful for the officials who are present here tonight. And we are thankful for the men and women who serve our community day in and day out, and we ask that you would help them, and strengthen them, and grow and sustain them as they lead our community. Your word says, without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. So, Lord, we ask that as we gather here tonight, we will not forget that you are in control. And we further ask that you will guide this body's course and the conversation. We ask for provision, protection, guidance, clarity, and direction. We love Homestead and we love our country, but we know you love it more. I know there is much to accomplish tonight and in the future, so we thank you in advance for your grace and your peace. And I pray that the issues will be handled with patience and clarity, and that everything that needs to be accomplished will be done according to your will. We look to you to open our eyes to the opportunities there in front of us and pray that we can capitalize on them. And as we close out 2017, we do it with thankful hearts and ask that 2018 will be a year of progress and prosperity. Once again, thank you, Lord, for loving and caring for us. Let your will be done in this meeting and in the future of Homestead. And I ask all this in the wonderful, beautiful, and powerful name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Face, present, arms.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Left, face. Forward, march.
Please be seated. Pastor, thank you for the beautiful prayer. Vice Mayor, thank you for the pledge, and always to the police explorers. They do a fabulous job for us. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth.
Here.
Councilwoman Bailey.
Here.
Councilman Burgess.
Here.
Councilwoman Faircloth.
Here.
Vice Mayor Shelley.
Here.
Mayor Porter.
Here. Any additions, deletions, deferrals?
No.
None? Tab 1 is the consent agenda. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Public hearings, Madam Clerk? You got to turn on the mic. Did you? I'll just put it.
Yes, please be advised the following items of the agenda are quasi-judicial nature. If you wish to comment upon these items, please indicate the item number you would like to address when the announcement regarding the quasi-judicial procedure is made. An opportunity for persons to speak on each item will be made available after the applicant and staff have made their presentations on each item. Swearing in, all testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath or affirmation. Additionally, each person who gives testimony may be subject to cross-examination. If you do not wish to either be cross-examined or sworn, your testimony will be given its due weight. The general public will not be permitted to cross-examine witnesses, but the public may request the council to ask questions of staff or witnesses on their behalf. The full agenda packet on each item is hereby entered into the record. Persons representing organizations must present evidence of their authority to speak for the organization, and further details of the quasi-judicial procedures may be obtained from the clerk. In accordance with Code Section 2-591, any lobbyist must register before addressing the council on any of the following items. At this time, council members must disclose any ex parte communications concerning any items on the agenda this evening. Hearing none,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yes, I've had conversations with the lobbyists for tab 8.
Hearing no further communications at this time, the clerk will swear in any persons who wish to testify on any quasi-judicial item this evening. So anyone in the audience, anyone wishing to speak on the quasi-judicial items, please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn by the clerk.
I, I, please state your name. Hereby swear or affirm that the information I present shall be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you. You may be seated.
The first item is tab 7. This is the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending a previously approved special use permit granted to First National Bank of Homestead pursuant to ordinance number 871075 by modifying the permitted use from bank clerical office space to office and deleting the 5-year time frame or period related to restrictions on rear access for properties located at 48, 82, and 90 Northwest 17th Street as legally described in Exhibit A, providing for conflict severability and providing for an effect date. This is second and final reading.
Staff report.
Yes, sir. This is the second reading of this ordinance. We went through it last month. We are recommending that the mayor and council approve the proposed ordinance. The applicant, CENTERSTATE Bank, is requesting an amendment to a previously approved special use permit, which granted First National Bank of Homestead at the time, way back when, I think in 1987, the allowance to use permitted use of bank clerical office space, B1 use, in a P zone. We're going to change it to just office, which is a B1A use in that same zone, and permit and delete the 5-year period related to the restrictions on rear access to the property. So we heard this again last month, and we're recommending approval.
Any questions or comment from council? Councilman Burgess.
Thank you. Mr. Cordino, no, I had received a letter that, somebody was I'm not sure all the facts are out there to the public, so I just wanted to try to clarify. We are actually making it more restrictive than it is now. Is that correct?
It goes from a B1 to a B1A. Yes.
Correct.
It just removes the provision that the use be associated with a bank.
Right. Correct. But it's still going to be very restrictive as to what can be there. It's not going to be wide open commercial.
Absolutely. It's the most restrictive
usage.
business category.
Right. And clarify the back entrance stuff for the letter that I received also, please, as that was one of their concerns.
I'm not sure about the letter.
I received a letter. I think some of us on council may have received it. I did from a Northwest resident. Did you receive it, Mr. Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yeah, I did. I saw, I think by email, there was a letter that addressed the concerns, yes,
Right.
about the traffic in the neighborhood and the school that was already there and some other things and whether or not this would increase that.
Right. And so I'm just trying to clarify for them in case they're watching tonight what we're doing. So if you could, in your best abilities, just refresh the public's knowledge of what the no entrance in the back and
Well, there's a restriction, period related to restriction about entering the site from the rear. We're removing that 5-year restriction.
Thank you. That was all. I just wanted to put those couple points
Thank you.
out there.
Any additional questions or comments from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open the public hearing now. Anybody like to make a comment for or against the item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey, Councilman Roth.
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Tab 8.
Yes, Vice Mayor, tab 8 is the first reading of an ordinance that deals with a proposed amendment to the BAYWINDS PUD. There's two corresponding tabs, tab 14 and tab 15, that deal with a related comprehensive plan amendment that's necessary for the PUD amendment. So I could introduce and read tab 14, 15, and 8 collectively. You can discuss, have a public hearing, and then take a separate vote in that order.
Is that okay with the council? Yeah, go ahead.
Right, so tab 14 is an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the City of Homestead Comprehensive Plan by amending the text of the technology mixed-use future land use category contained in the future land use element, providing for transmittal of this ordinance to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity and all other units of local government or governmental agencies as required under Chapter 163, Part 2, Florida statutes, providing for adoption pursuant to Section 163-3184 Florida statutes, providing for inclusion in the City of Homestead Comprehensive Plan, providing for repeal of conflict, severability, and an effective date. It's first reading. Tab 15 is the first reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the comprehensive plan future land use map designation of an approximately 0.4 acre parcel from professional mixed use PMU to technology mixed use TMU for property generally located at the northwest intersection corner of theoretical Southwest 142nd Avenue in the South Florida Water Management District C103 Canal, as legally described in Exhibit A, authorizing transmittal, providing for conflict, severability, and an effective date. And then finally, tab 8 is the first reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving an amendment to the previously approved BAYWINDS Plan Unit Development Master Development Plan to permit a 140-foot stealth communications tower on an approximately 0.4 acre parcel located within the BAYWINDS PUD, generally located at the northwest intersection corner of theoretical Southwest 142nd Avenue in the South Florida Water Management District C103 Canal, as legally described in Exhibit A, providing for conflict, severability, and an effective date.
Staff report on tab 8.
Okay, yes, sir. We're recommending on all three of these that the mayor and council approve the individual items. What's happening here is the applicant will give a presentation in a moment, but they want to develop a cell phone tower, a 140-foot cell phone tower called a stealth communications tower on a parcel of land in the BAYWINDS PUD. So to get this done, we needed to do three things. In tab 8, we are amending the PUD master plan to insert the use of a cell phone tower because it's not currently an approved use. In tab 14 and 15, we're changing the comprehensive plan. In tab 14, we're making a text amendment to the comprehensive plan. We are inserting into the technology mixed use category, we're inserting the PUD zoning into it. It doesn't implement the technology mixed use is not implemented by planned unit development. So we're inserting that in there so we can get the cell tower in. And then we're making a map amendment in tab 15. We are changing the color, the map color of the parcel from PMU to technology mixed use. And this is because the PMU category is not referenced in chapter 31 of our code, which is the telecommunications chapter. So in that chapter, these communication towers are only allowed in three land use categories. Technology mixed use is one of them. So by changing the color of the map to technology mixed use, we'll be able to implement the cell phone tower. So three relatively complex applications for a cell phone tower, but we've checked it all out when we are recommending approval.
Questions from council? Okay. I'm going to open up the public hearing at this time. Mr. Arza?
Yes. Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Hugo Arza, 701 Brickell Avenue. Pleasure to be here before you this evening. Happy holidays to all of you. I'm joined by my colleague, Alex Arias, that works with me, and Benson Holland of SBA Communications. SBA Communications is a joint venture partner in LCS Communications LLC, the applicant before you this evening. I want to thank staff. I think Mr. Corradino said it, three somewhat convoluted requests for what is a fairly simple end of the day request, which is what we're trying to do here is put up a cell phone tower. And it's a cell phone tower that's going to look like a flagpole. Those details regarding the tower itself and what it looks like and elements related to the site plan will actually come before you as part of the site plan applications that have been submitted that you will take up at second reading. Those site plan approvals only require one reading, and so you'll consider those the next time that I stand before you, if we're fortunate to get through you this evening with your favorable vote. What we do have to do this evening, as Mr. Corradino said, is take care of what I kind of call a few legal blocking and tackling things. We are attempting to site a cell phone tower in a piece of land, and I can show you right here in a piece of land that was actually part of the BAYWINDS Vineyards PUD. So I think the best explanation I've gotten for it was that for some reason when the land was all sort of rezoned back in '04 when the PUD was adopted, you can see that it kind of squares it off, but of course the canal kind of comes in the way. So that piece of land was very truly sort of separated or orphaned away from the balance of the project. This is an old aerial photo that we have. That community, as I think Councilwoman Fairclough can probably tell us, is substantially complete at this point. So, you know, those vacant lots that you see there are no more. That community is basically done. But this piece is left. As you might imagine, that piece is not going to be, given its irregular shape, is not viable for residential use or for really much of anything else. It is, however, viable for telecommunications or cell phone tower. And obviously, as we've kind of seen, and you know how all of us live connected to these things, good coverage and cell phone coverage is important to a community, to its residents, to government, when you want to get information across. Although we'll take it up at the second reading, I think it's important to say, I don't think we'd be here for first reading, and I'll run through the 3 items, unless we had met certain tests regarding need. The FCC will not permit a tower unless you can show a need for it. We've submitted that documentation to the city. That will come before you at second reading. But to the extent that any of you have a concern or a question regarding that, obviously it'll be more appropriately before you next time. But believe me when I say that staff has vetted all of that information, and I can rest assured that we wouldn't be here before you this evening with these requests if the answer to that question wasn't that the FCC has determined that there is a need and that there is a deficient coverage in this part of town, and this is a location that's suitable for it. So the three requests that are before you this evening are, when the BAYWINDS PUD was adopted, of course, there was a map, and it's here, I guess. It's that has all of the different pods and all of the different parts, and so this particular piece of land was a part of that. Of course, this particular piece of land, this sliver of land at that time in '04 was not contemplated for a cell phone tower. So the first order of business is for us to modify the PUD master plan. So the master plan that governs the development, now substantially developed community, but that still is the governing site plan, let's call it. And because that is done by ordinance, that is the reason why that is before you this evening. And so that modification simply will then show moving forward, it will show it going from this gray, basically non-used, no use area, to now this one being called or being cited and saying cell tower site. So that would be it. Obviously, nothing else in the PUD changes. We would just simply change that gray to designate that the cell phone tower is allowed there. The second request, the second of 3 requests, is a small-scale land use amendment to change this 0.4 acre piece of property to a category that allows for cell phone towers or telecommunications equipment. And so the technology mixed use tends to make sense, right? Technology allows for telecommunications services. And we thought that was the most appropriate, that particular category would afford the zoning and land use needs that you would have in order to be able to erect a tower from its current, which again is a bit of an anomaly. It's actually professional mixed use, and why that little sliver had a very random, very underutilized land use category in the city is nothing that I wasn't able to find out why that was, but we need to make the change to technology mixed use. The final change before you is an amendment to the text of that technology mixed use. Your land use categories, like all comprehensive plans, will have various categories, and then within each category you will have implementing zoning categories. It will say, take the easy ones, low density residential may be implemented by R1, R2, et cetera, et cetera. So for the technology mixed use, you have a number of zoning categories that can implement it, that are properly zoning categories in the land use. However, PUD was not one of them. There were 6 or 7, but PUD was not one of them. So the final request is to change and allow that in your comp plan, when you request a change to the comprehensive plan to technology mixed use, that one of the underlying zoning categories that may implement that land use category may be the PUD category. So these are the first, like I said, the first 3 requests, all of which require 2 readings, which is why we're before you this evening, all approved by ordinance. All what I consider to be bigger picture discussions regarding the changes that need to be done to either an approved master plan of the PUD or your comprehensive plan, text change and map change. Like I said, and as I prefaced or started out by saying, you will have before you, I mean, it's been submitted, it's been vetted, it's been reviewed, and it's been considered by your Planning and Zoning Board, the site plans. And that is where there will be, I am sure, some more discussion and where you will see then graphics of what these, what this looks like, which it looks like a flagpole. I mean, it's in the literature, so I don't think I'm hiding anything there. But at that time, I'm sure, you know, to the extent that you have questions regarding the actual siting of the tower, and any questions regarding the tower itself is when we would be prepared to answer them, and they would be appropriately before you. So again, happy to answer any questions you have. Like I said, we have someone here from the company, and if you know, if there's anybody that has any comments, I would just reserve any time to respond to those. But I look forward to your favorable vote this evening on all 3 items, and thank you again for the opportunity before you.
Questions from council? Ms. Fairclough?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. I live in this community. I've lived here since 2011, and I can attest to the fact that it's very difficult to receive coverage in the area. Up until today, it's still hard as it relates to coverage. And I know in second reading, you'll talk a little bit more about what necessitates this being placed in that community. But can you just give us a preview or some information as to why this is necessary in this particular community?
So yeah, sure. So as I said before, the FCC will not allow you to just put up a tower in any location that you want. You have to go through what's called a gap and coverage test. You have to check and see whether there's these sort of circles that all overlap and see where there are gaps in the coverage. Where are there places where the towers are so far apart that you can expect, you know, when they run the numbers, so to speak, that there's going to be a lack of coverage. This site qualified when this site was tested for that. It fell into an area where there was a lack of coverage, and so concurrent with all of the undertakings that the council will do, your city code was changed a few years back, and we have concurrently submitted a permit already for the actual tower itself. It's part of the requirements for any cell phone installation in your city now, and all of that information is in there already, and it'll show these circles, and it will show where there isn't coverage, and so I think it'll help address, Councilwoman, your concerns as to, you know, why is it needed? As you said, anecdotally, you know that the coverage isn't good. We can all sort of know because the bars aren't there, but it goes beyond that, and we have shown that, and we will show that.
And thank you for answering that. My constituents had some concerns with the Sedano's being built, the Palace Gardens being built, and they still have some concerns with this being built. So I have a couple of questions as it relates to the design aspect of it, but those questions can be asked and answered at second reading.
Sure, and I think we can anticipate some of them. We heard some of them at Planning and Zoning regarding safety and other features, and we have submitted all of that documentation, but I look forward, and I think it would be more appropriate when I actually have the site plan before you. Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I first read about it. I wasn't really thrilled about the cell phone tower concept there. I did see it. You know, there is some renderings in the packet that we have, and you know, I see what it could look like as far as here at least. You know, so I guess as far as cell phone towers go, it's better than some of the alternatives. But it's still a very tall pole. It's still a very tall item. You know, going up 14 stories above in your neighborhood. So I'm not really sold on it. I don't know that I support it at this particular moment in time. You know, I would like to hear some feedback about what the residents think, because we have to look at it and stare at it, you know, for the perpetuity from that point forward, as far as whether that's something they're opposed to or not opposed to. So I have some concerns about it. I don't know that aesthetically speaking, it's a positive thing. Now, probably from a service standpoint, it might be, But from an aesthetic standpoint, I'm afraid the effects it might have on the feel of the area. I'm not sure how the residents feel. So I just want to put that on the record, going forward. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Vice Mayor. I will note, and I don't know if there's anyone here this evening, I will note that I think we had 2 separate planning and zoning meetings. I know that and my colleague, Mr. Arias, handled one, and I handled one. The one that I was at, one person spoke. I've been before you many times with many more people who show up. So I don't believe there's been a large, number of folks. Certainly not at planning and zoning, but we'd be happy to get any feedback that folks have between now and second reading, for sure.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Burgess.
Thank you, Mayor. What is the significance of 140 feet? Why is it necessary for it to be that tall, I guess would be one of my questions. If the Vice Mayor is concerned with the structure being, 14 stories up, can you?
It's coverage. It's basically driven by the coverage in the radius that is required to cover the appropriate sort of area that's lacking in coverage. I appreciate the question because I might be able to give you some numbers to answer that by the time that we have the site plan before you.
I'd appreciate that.
Try and put some numbers to it and say, well, if it's at this tower, this much.
I know the airbase didn't have any real comments towards it,
Right.
but
the airbase signed off, so the height is not an issue for them.
Right, and I believe it sits outside of their zone really, but still, at 140 feet, those guys are coming in over that way sometimes too. So if you could just give me, when you come back, if this moves on tonight, if you could bring back the significance of 140 feet and why it's necessary for it to be that tall.
Fair enough, we will.
Anything else, sir?
No, sir, thank you.
Ms. Fairclough?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. That was my concern also, but I didn't want to get into the granularity of that since, with all due respect, if it moves forward for second reading, we can entertain it at that time. But in reading the packet, there was one gentleman that spoke regarding this, but in looking at the address, that individual does not live in this district. That address isn't in the BAYWINDS PUD.
Like I said, one person spoke. I didn't cross-check their address.
And the dissenter on here, on the planning and zoning, he lives in the community, and that was his concern with the height. So we can address that at second reading if this moves
I will
forward.
say the dissenter did not note that for the record at the planning and zoning meeting. He was silent and then simply voted against it. So I was not aware that was his concern.
He spoke with me.
He spoke, okay. Yes. I was not aware. It came as a surprise to me because he made no comment and then he was the one no vote. So I wasn't aware of why and I did not follow up with him to ask why. So.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. Joe, the property north of this, there's no development in there now? You see the little...
No, sir, it's vacant.
It's vacant. What's that supposed to be? Whose is that?
I don't have the map of that.
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was, it's a residential community eventually.
I think its land use is residential, as I recall. I
don't have the land use map.
It's
but I
row
believe
crops
It's
right
all
now.
residential out that area.
Okay. I kind of have the same feeling. I'm a little hesitant, but I think, we should let the community come and tell us, at second reading if they have a tremendous issue because, give it a chance to live, but the community, if they really have a real feeling about this, they should come and let us know. Because as one dissenter on the Planning and Zoning Board did make no comment. I didn't understand what his position was because he didn't say anything. But, at this particular point, obviously, no one to the north of that is here to complain because there is no one to the north of that right now.
Sure.
But some of the same concerns I have, I think, have all been echoed here. So any other questions from council? This is a public hearing. Anyone from the public would like to come and speak for or against this, you're welcome to come at this time. First reading. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Do we need to do a vote individually?
Yes, Mayor. You'd start with tab 14, then tab 15, and then tab 8 in that sequential order.
Okay. Move tab 14 in this second on tab 14. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Fairclough? Yes. Councilman Burgess? Yes. Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey? Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 15, is there a motion? Moved, there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess. Councilwoman Bailey. Councilwoman Faircloth. Councilman Roth.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley.
No.
Mayor Porter.
Yes, first reading.
The motion carries.
Is there a motion on tab 8? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Faircloth. Councilman Burgess. Councilman Roth.
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey. Vice Mayor Shelley. Mayor Porter.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Rosen.
all. Happy holidays to all of you.
Yes, Mayor, moving on to tab 9. Tab 9 is resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting site plan approval for a 35,153 square foot warehouse building and office use on approximately 2.46 acre parcel of land within the Homestead Park of Commerce located at 1495 Southeast 36th Avenue as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Cordino?
Yes, sir, we're recommending approval of the site plan request here. What's happening is their applicant, GBX Homestead, is requesting the site plan approval for a proposed warehouse and an office building located at 1495 Southeast 36th Avenue. They intend to construct a facility on about 2.5 acre parcel within the Park of Commerce. The site plan indicates that there'll be about a 35,000 foot warehouse and a 2,000 foot office building. It's going to have 42 parking spaces, 22 truck bays. Right now, it's in the Park of Commerce, and we've reviewed it against the PUD regulations and the Planned Regional Activity Center regulations, and it does comply, and so we're recommending approval.
Any questions for staff from council? I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Yes, sir, name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. My name is Miguel Cabrera, 9851 Northwest 58th Street. Basically, we've gone through the process. We got P&Z board approval. This is it falls in line with the land use requirements of the, falls in line with the land use requirements of the DRI. And basically, I'm just here to answer any questions the council members might have.
Any questions? I think it's fabulous. It's about time. We've been waiting on this a long time, so.
Well, it's the second building. They're starting to now develop the park for more further, but.
No, I think it's fabulous. Job creation is the key for us right now, and this will help us start achieving that goal. So, any questions from council of the applicant? This is a public hearing. You're welcome to come and speak on this issue, development in the Park of Commerce. Close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth. Yes. Councilwoman Bailey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth.
Yes.
Councilman Burgess. Yes. Vice Mayor Shelley.
Yes.
Mayor Porter.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening.
Mr. Attorney, tab 10. Well, this is an ordinance, legislative matters. Tab 10.
Yes. Tab 10 is the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, adopting the modified and updated capital improvement plan contained in the capital improvement element of the City of Homestead Comprehensive Plan as required under Chapter 163, Part 2 Florida statutes, providing for adoption pursuant to Section 163-3177 Florida statutes, providing for inclusion in the City of Homestead Comprehensive Plan, providing for repeal of conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Questions from council? Staff report, I'm sorry, Mr. Cordino.
We're recommending approval. Effectively, what we're doing here is updating our capital improvement element to reflect the costs for the water, wastewater, drainage, solid waste, and transportation projects included in the multimodal center.
I just have one technical question. You have annual infiltration and inflow reduction at 100,000 and you at 100,000, and you have annual infill and inflow at 100,000. Are those, what's different about those? Do you?
Point to me where you're talking about. I may ask Julio for some help with
The
that.
first page, exhibit about halfway down and about 3/4 of the way down, this annual infiltration and inflow. It just seems to be the same thing. I don't know if I'm.
The first page of the staff report?
Mayor, what page are you referring to?
I'm on comprehensive plan, GOP's 5-year schedule of capital improvements, CE pay, I guess it's CE 9.
Oh, CIE 9, okay.
About halfway, a little better than halfway down, Joe, it says annual infiltration and inflow reduction, and then 4 or 5 lines later, it says annual infill and inflow, and they're both 100,000, and I just,
I'm going to ask Julio if he can help me out with the inflow and outflow of water.
They're basically the same item, but they're 2 separate projects in 2 separate areas in the city. So that's why they're divided here by 2 different amounts. But basically, the combination of the 2 is really a comprehensive plan for the city as a whole.
okay, so basically, these are project-driven. This is just not citywide, it's basically focusing on a project.
Correct. What we do with these type of projects is we define a location within the city where the work is going to be done, and that's why they're separated. But they're basically the same, it's the same concept for both of them.
Okay. I just need some clarification, because it looked like the same, and it obviously is the same. So, any questions, any other questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone would like to ask question, speak for or against? Close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilwoman Faircloth? Councilman Burgess? Yes. Councilman Roth? Yes. Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 11.
Tab 11 is the first reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the city code by amending Chapter 30 zoning, Article 6, planned unit development to modify open space and recreational amenity requirements, providing for severability, inclusion in the code, conflicts, and providing for an effective date. This is first reading.
Yes, sir, we are recommending the mayor and council approve this proposed amendment to modify the minimum usable common recreation open space requirement in the PUDs. This is an item we've been discussing for several years. If you can recall, this item basically allowed the developers to use the bulk of the recreation and open space in the form of lakes. And so what we're doing is taking that provision away, and we're essentially saying that in no event shall water bodies count towards the requirement for open space. So we're recommending approval.
Questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone would like to speak, you're welcome to come at this time. Tab 11. Close the public hearing. Any comments, questions? Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilman Burgess? Yes. Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 12.
Tab 12 is an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending City Homestead Code of Ordinance by amending Article 4 Supplemental District Regulations, Chapter 30 Zoning, amending Section 30-457 Maximum Density Established, provide for the measurement of maximum density on a net basis in residential districts, providing for conflict, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for an effective date. This is first reading.
Mr. Cordino?
Yes, sir. We're making a recommendation of approval for this. We're kind of clarifying a confusing aspect of the code. We are just assuring that when an applicant comes and measures density, it's on a net basis, not including rights-of-ways or canals, instead of a gross basis. And we think that the code really says that already, but we're just making it a little bit more clear.
Good. Questions from council? I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone who would like to speak, you're welcome to. Tab 12. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess? Yes. Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 13.
Yes, tab 13 is first reading of an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the city code by amending Chapter 30 zoning, Article 4, supplemental district regulations, Division 8, special exceptions, Section 30-535, locations of sexually oriented businesses, by modifying regulations concerning the location of sexually oriented businesses, providing for inclusion in the code, severability, conflicts, and providing for an effective date. This is first reading.
Mr. Cordino?
Yes, we're recommending approval. Essentially, what we're doing here is that you've got to keep these types of businesses about 1,000 feet away from sensitive uses. We're adding the use of a library into that list. So this will have to; those things will have to be 1,000 feet away from a library now.
Questions from council? I'll open up the public hearing. This is a public hearing. You're welcome to come and speak for or against. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess? Yes. Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
So,
Tab 16.
yes, tab 16 is an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the budgets for each of the several funds, departments, of the city for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2016, ending September 30th, 2017, by increasing the total budgeted revenues and expenditures by $10 million, providing for repeal or severability and effective date. Second reading.
Mr. Manager, who's got this?
Yes, I got it, Mayor. The purpose of this amendment is to appropriate $1 million from general fund, 1.3 from electric utility, 2.7 in the hurricane fee from solid waste fund, and transfer the total of $5 million into the disaster relief fund for the expenses incurred in fiscal year 2017 as a result of Hurricane Irma. Through 9/30/17, the city has incurred approximately $5 million in disaster-related expenses. The city does anticipate being able to recover most of these expenditures through FEMA reimbursements. However, at this time, because no funds were awarded to the city prior to the year end, we must provide an alternative source of funding from the existing resources identified above. Once FEMA reimbursements are realized, these funds will be reimbursed accordingly. Hurricane fee, which has been assessed for such purposes, has a balance of approximately $2.7 million. The balance needed is requested from electric utility and general fund. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve and amend the fiscal year 2017 budget for the transfer from general fund, electric utility, and solid waste into disaster relief fund as per attached schedule.
Any questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone like to speak at this time, come forward. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any final comments? Is there a motion? Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Vice Mayor. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth?
Yes.
Councilman Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 17.
Is that Councilman Burgess?
Got it? Mr. Attorney?
There we go. This is an ordinance for second reading, an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the budgets for each of several funds and departments of the city for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2017 and ending September 30th, 2018 by increasing the total budgeted revenues and expenditures by $53,445,065, providing for a repealer, severability, and an effective date.
Mr. Manager?
The purpose of this amendment is to roll the amounts encumbered primarily for ongoing capital projects at fiscal year end 2017 into the current fiscal year's budget. This amendment is done annually during the month of November. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve and amend the fiscal year 2018 budget for various funds as per attached schedule, and this is the second reading.
Questions from council? Tab 17. This is a public hearing. If you're interested, come forward and speak at this time. I'll open up the public hearing. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Final comments, questions? Is there a motion? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess? Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 18, Mr. Manager.
Guys, we have items to read here. You want to read the motion, or do I just? Okay. Mayor, on Wednesday, December 6, 2017, a City of Homestead Evaluation Committee met to rank the respondents, Exhibit 4 to RFQ 201721, Architectural and Engineering Services for Biscayne Everglades Greenway, for the design of the Biscayne Everglades Greenway Trail from Maury to 137th Avenue along the C-103 Canal. Top-ranked firms in descending order are Miller Legg, Kimley Horn, Bermeo, and Ajamil and Partners. Upon successful negotiations with the most qualified and highest-ranked firm, city manager will then enter into an agreement with the selected firm, which will be brought up to the city council for approval. The committee recommends the mayor and council approve the ranking of the top 3 firms and authorize city manager or his designee to enter into negotiations with the top-ranked firms, Miller Legg, Kimley Horn, and Bermeo, Ajamil, and Partners with regards to this service. Project is part of a $206,000 FDOT grant that the city was awarded.
Questions from council, Vice Mayor?
Not a question, just a comment. I'm glad to see the project still moving forward. I know we got awarded grant dollars, and part of that is for this architectural engineering and design, and then I think part of it will be for permitting as well from another grant. And so once those items are out of the way, then it opens up the ability to go up there and try to get funding from state, federal, or other departments to actually complete and build the Greenway. Until we have a shovel-ready project, it makes it harder to advocate for those. And so this is part of that shovel readiness preparation.
Very good, thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments? Tab 18. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. You're welcome to come forward, speak. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion on tab 18? Is there a second? Second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Faircloth?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 19, Mr. Manager.
Mayor, this motion will serve to enable the city manager to renew the city ATS traffic safety camera program contract for an additional 3-year term, which will expire on December 24, 2020, subject to future renewals and extensions by the parties. Staff recommends the mayor and council authorize city manager to approve the attached contract amendment between the City of Homestead and American Traffic Solutions, Inc., extending the contract an additional 3 years under the same terms and conditions existing.
Questions for staff? I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Would the applicant come forward or a representative come forward? Vice Mayor? Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. My name is Orlando Torres. I'm with American Traffic Solutions, 16395 Mariposa Circle North, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Just simply wanted to share some data and some information just to be sure that as you discuss it and think about it, all the information's out there. A lot of the information that gets out, it's not always factual and not always complete. So your program has been in effect since 2009, and it's done some great things. Most importantly, when you talk about changing behavior, is that you've had a reduction of 75% of violations issued by your police department. The other big number that's important there is when you talk about change in behavior is less than 10% of anyone that gets a violation in Homestead and pays it ever gets another violation from Homestead. So the program has done a lot in that period of time to reduce the violations issued. Has also done a great job of changing behavior by issuing less violations. And again, when they come into Homestead, they know that they're not going to violate because you've got your program. Another important piece of that is your local residents. Less than 15% of your local residents are the ones getting the violations. So what you're doing in that respect is you're protecting your residents from the people coming through your community all the time. Another thing that's important to know is, remember, this is a violator-funded program. There are no funds that come out of the city to pay for this. These are the violators that break the red light camera laws. It's enforced by a police officer. They pay the fines. And out of that $158, there's no points issued. And again, it's not $272 like when they get pulled over by an officer on their side. Additionally, $10 out of every one of those $158 goes to the local trauma centers, which have received over $36 million over the past years. Another $3 of the $158 goes to the Miami Project Cure Paralysis, who's received over $16 million in those same years. There's some exciting technologies that are coming out and we're releasing to clients as well. Once we have some work with the FDOT right-of-way, there's going to be live video access from these cameras that'll help your police department access a force multiplier for the police department. And in today's environment, with the budgets as they are, the challenges for the police department, any one that gets pulled over is a scary situation. Allows law enforcement to enforce your program for red light runners from the safe environment and be able to pull multiple red light camera runners. Exciting thing with the ATS live video is they can see a live scene if something's going on. They can pull video for crime investigations, which you've done over 100 times over the past few years. I leave just request that you allow us to continue partnering with the city, and I'll be available for any questions you might have. Thank you.
Vice Mayor?
No real questions, just a comment. I mean, I've never been a supporter of red light cameras. I have a fundamental issue with red light cameras and the process of it, so I will be voting against it. But I do want to say that I don't have any issues with ATS specifically. I think you guys would probably administer their program well. I've never heard any complaints about ATS directly, and you're working with staff and the police department. It's just more of me of a fundamental issue with the red light camera overall. So just want to put it on the record so why I vote no is clear. Thanks.
And I kind of echo the Vice Mayor's position. My big problem with not your company, not the way you run your company is fabulous. The right-hand turn is the one that gets me the most. That $158 and the slow-moving right-hand turns, I have the most complaints about that. Anybody blows through a red light, they get a ticket. I agree with that 100%. If we could figure out some way to deal with the right-hand turn, you know, I would love to see that. But I'm not going to support it based on that aspect of the ticket. But it's not got anything to do with your company, okay? And your representation, how you run your business and how you partner with our police department. I don't like the complaints that come from out-of-town residents that roll through a simple right-hand turn because it's allowed statewide. It's my understanding.
So the great news on that is a couple of things. Number one, your police department has been a great supporter of the program for obvious reasons. It's a force multiplier tool for them. The other additional great news that you did probably 2 years ago to address specifically right-hand turns is you adjusted the way you enforced right-hand turns. You increased the speed thresholds for somebody to roll a right-hand turn. And even on top of that, your officers, because remember, these are police officers that are doing this, even that, they reduced the issuance of right-hand turns by over 70%. So what you did is you adjusted, you made it more user-friendly, if you will, and what they have done is they basically issue, if someone is a pedestrian crossing the street, oncoming traffic, somebody really rolls a right-hand turn. So in effect, your police department already addressed that concern and that issue, and you could see it in the violation numbers. As I mentioned before, very rare to see a program drop over 75% violations. And the majority of that happened probably in the last 24 to 36 months, and a lot of that has been the right-hand turns. The straight-throughs, people unfortunately going to do that. So the great news is I think you've done a great job of addressing that. You've got communities around you that perhaps have not done that. Homestead certainly has. So I think that helps address your valid concern about those right-hand turns.
All right, sir. Thank you. Ms. Fairclough?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to echo the sentiments of Vice Mayor and the Mayor. I think ATS, you guys have been very responsive, very professional. I love the fact that you always have your data. I'm really big on data, and I appreciate that. But I can't support this item tonight.
Hold, Ms. Bailey.
Thank you, Mayor. Having received a ticket a few years back, of course, you never want to see that happen, but I haven't made the same mistake twice. And although I can understand the right-hand turns, living and working here in the downtown area especially, it is incredibly important to make a complete stop before turning because there are pedestrians everywhere. So I would say that I feel like that is a positive. And possibly receiving a warning first before a ticket with the right hands, that might be something we can think about. But especially here in Homestead, I've never had so many close encounters with pedestrians, and that complete stop makes a big difference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Burgess.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm in favor of it. I mean, I know that several years ago when the contract was spoke about and Lieutenant Sermon was here and we spoke, I believe we raised our threshold to 15 to 17 miles an hour or something like that, which to me, you're still breaking the law, but we're giving you the benefit of the doubt on the right-hand turns. I know that Lieutenant Sermon, who is our traffic expert here in town, speaks highly of these things, loves them, thinks that they help tremendously. In fact, so much that he wanted to expand, but we told him, that, we got to get through one portion before we can do another thing. So, I mean, I defer to Lieutenant Sermon, who's out there and is a professional, trained by however many classes he's gone to, and perhaps Captain Washington has also, I don't know, but so, I know that they've used it for a lot of investigations, or insurance companies come down and use them and things like that. So I think it's a good thing for our citizens. I think it's a good thing for our community. It slows people down and makes them pay more attention to what they're doing when they come to some of our busier intersections. And like I said, I know that we upped the threshold considerably, way beyond what you could get a ticket for if an officer was sitting behind you and saw you go rolling through a red light. So that, I would just ask if Captain Washington has anything to offer on their views, since I brought them up, or what the department's views are. Thank you.
Both the chief and I support the red light camera.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Roth, we have the potential here to be a 3-3 already, so we don't really know. So I would suggest that if it's going to be a 3-3, someone should make a motion to defer. Let's get a seventh person up here and find out what the majority is, okay?
I'll make the motion to defer.
Is there a second?
Time certain to the next meeting, so we don't have to do all the advertising.
Is there a second? Motion dies, okay. So, Mr. Roth, did you have anything? Okay. This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone like to speak? Close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Well,
Mr. Vice Mayor, hold on.
what are we,
So we move to approve it then?
you move to approve it?
Right.
Okay.
That was what the motion was to approve.
Motions to approve, that's why I thought I heard some confusion.
It was. Motion to approve, correct? Is there a second on a motion to approve? Larry, I thought.
There was a,
Okay, is there a motion to approve? Moved by Ms. Bailey. Is there a second to her motion? Second to the motion. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
No.
Yes. Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey? Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Porter?
No.
The motion fails.
Okay.
So Mayor, based on that direction, then we won't be renewing the contract and the cameras will be discontinued.
That's the motion. Okay. Tab 20. Tab 20. Who's got tab 20? Mr. Attorney?
Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving a request to vacate a portion of Railroad Avenue, generally located east of Southwest 1st Avenue, west of Chrome Avenue, and north of Southwest 2nd Street, as legally described in Exhibit A, reserving to the city all necessary public utility easements and providing for an effective date.
Staff report? Hold on, Joe.
Ready? Okay, gotcha. We are recommending approval of this resolution to vacate a portion of South Railroad Avenue. The notice has been published and provided to the property owners within 375 feet of the rights-of-way to be vacated as required by the city code. What we've done here is this resolution will reserve city and utility providers licensed by the city the easements for public utilities, which may be required now or in the future to go. They can go across them or under them on that portion of the road, which is to be vacated. We don't anticipate any significant impacts from this right-of-way vacation. So we're recommending approval.
Questions from council? Vice Mayor?
What's the purpose of the right-of-way? I mean, what's the overall project or the overall reasoning?
For the project, the Cyber downtown project.
Okay. All right.
Homestead Station.
Any other questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing on tab 20. You're welcome to speak this time. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion on tab 20? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Fairclough? Yes. Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes. Tab
Motion moves.
21.
Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving a First Amendment to the Homestead Station Development Agreement, providing for implementation and providing for an effective date.
Staff report, Gemma.
Staff recommends that mayor and council approve the First Amendment to the Homestead Station Development Agreement in substantially the form attached. There is an attached staff memo as Exhibit 1 that provides additional detail and information. The background information on this is that this amendment is to the development agreement between the city and AXIOM DR Construction, or its permitted assignee, the developer. Since the execution of the original agreement, the city has completed demolition of the improvements on the Homestead Station site, has vacated streets, and worked with developer to revise the site plan for the project. Hurricanes Harvey and Irma have impacted some of the performance deadlines outlined in the original agreement. This amendment provides relevant updates and modifies the agreement as needed to reflect the changes enumerated in the staff memo. Mayor, would you like me to read the staff memo or the summary of terms from the staff memo?
Please.
The staff memo is Exhibit 1. This memo was written to the city manager from me regarding the First Amendment to the Homestead Station Development Agreement. The City of Homestead entered into the Homestead Station Development Agreement with Axiom DR Construction, LLC, doing business as Axiom Construction Company, LLC, the developer, on June 14, 2017. Homestead Station is the result of a public-private partnership that will include a public facility, parking garage, retail liner, an open public plaza, and a private facility, 10-screen movie theater, 14 bowling lanes, video arcade, food service, and restrooms. The city and developer now seek to amend the agreement as summarized below. Summary of terms. City will have until March 31st, 2018 to request that developer construct additional retail liner as part of the public facility. Developer will construct 120 additional parking spaces at its sole cost and expense as part of the public facility and may construct up to 271 additional parking spaces at its sole cost and expense. The city will contribute a maximum of $32,997,618 to the construction of the public facility. Future amendments to the agreement, ground lease, or construction contract extending time periods by not more than 90 days or changing dollar amounts by not more than $25,000 may be approved by the city manager administratively and shall not require council approval. The recommendation is that staff recommends that the mayor and council authorize the city manager to execute the First Amendment to the Homestead Station Development Agreement, which provides for construction of additional parking spaces, reduces the amount of the city's maximum monetary contribution towards the construction of the public facility, provides for conveyance of the private facility site from the city to the developer, and authorizes the city manager to administratively approve certain future changes to the agreement, ground lease, and/or construction contract.
Any questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. You're welcome to come forward. Tab 21. Seeing none, close the public comments.
Mr. Mayor, for clarification, there was an amended version of the agreement that was presented before you. The one line is highlighted in the single change, and it dealt with the number of parking spaces to be built, so that those spaces the number of spaces permitted were consistent with the site plan that was previously approved. And that's the purpose of that one amendment.
So we'll be voting on the amended version.
Yes.
Is there a motion? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Fairclough?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 22.
Mr. Mayor, there's a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving the terms of a letter agreement between the city and City National Bank of Florida, providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
Gemma?
Staff recommends that mayor and council approve the letter in substantially the form attached from City National Bank regarding their loan with AXIOM DR Construction LLC or its permitted assignee developer, which delineates assurances required by the bank from the city. The attached staff memo provides additional detail and information in Exhibit 1. City National Bank is providing financing to AXIOM DR Construction LLC or its permitted assignee for the private facility portion of Homestead Station. City National Bank requires assurances from the city in order to provide financing to AXIOM DR Construction LLC. The assurances that City National Bank are requesting do not increase the city's obligations or liabilities as set forth in the development agreement that the city has with AXIOM DR Construction or its permitted assignee. Would you like me to read the memo, Exhibit 1?
Please.
This is a memo to the city manager from me regarding the City National Bank lending terms with AXIOM DR Construction or its permitted assignee for Homestead Station. City National Bank is providing financing to AXIOM DR Construction or its permitted assignee developer for the private facility portion of Homestead Station. City National Bank requires assurances from the city in order to provide financing to developer. The assurances that City National Bank are requesting do not increase the city's obligations or liabilities as set forth in the development agreement that the city has with developer. City National Bank requests that the city execute a letter detailing these assurances. Summary of terms. City is in possession of or has access to the funds constituting the city's maximum contribution. Developer shall provide lender with copies of each draw request submitted by developer to the city, and the city will notify lender of any deficiencies in the draw request. The city shall provide lender with written notice of approval and funding of developer's draw requests. In the event of default by developer, city shall accept performance by the lender of any covenant, agreement, or obligation on developer's part to be performed as though performed and observed by developer. City shall give lender written notice and an opportunity to cure any default by developer before enforcing the city's rights and remedies under the development agreement. The city shall give the lender 90 days written notice and an opportunity to cure before enforcing city's rights under the agreement to build the private facility. Recommendation. Staff recommends that the mayor and council authorize the city manager to execute the letter in substantially the form attached from City National Bank, which lists necessary assurances from the city required to provide financing to developer and does not increase the city's obligations or liabilities set forth in the development agreement that the city has with developer.
Any questions from council? Tab 22. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. You're welcome to come and speak. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Burgess.
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey. Councilman Roth.
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth. Vice Mayor Shelley. Mayor Porter.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 23.
Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving a First Amendment to the public facility ground lease, providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
Gemma.
Staff recommends that mayor and council approve the First Amendment to the Homestead Station public facility ground lease. This amendment is to the ground lease between the city and AXIOM DR Construction LLC, AXIOM. Since the execution of the original ground lease, AXIOM has assigned its rights and obligations to DR Homestead LLC developer. Under the terms of the First Amendment, the developer has the right to build an additional, this car item says 430 spaces. It needs to be amended to read 271. Developer parking spaces at their expense in accordance with all applicable governmental regulations. This car item does correspond with tab 21 with respect to the spaces permitted to be built under the development agreement at the developer's expense. There is an amendment to this car item that was provided to you, and it does change the amount of spaces from 430 to 271 in order to comply with the submitted and approved site plan.
Questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'm opening up the public hearing at this time. You're welcome to come forward. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion on the amended version? Is there a second? Second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Faircloth. Yes. Councilwoman Bailey.
Yes.
Councilman Burgess.
Yes.
Councilman Roth.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley. Mayor Porter.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 24.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving the execution of a proposal letter with Capital One Bank N.A., approving the execution of a term sheet with Capital One Bank N.A., authorizing the execution of documents, providing for an effective date.
Gemma?
Staff recommends that mayor and council authorize the city manager to approve the New Markets Tax Credits, NMTC's, investment from Capital One in support of the Homestead Cybrary in substantially the form attached, and approve the bridge loan term sheet for the Homestead Cybrary from Capital One in substantially the form attached. The staff memo attached as Exhibit 1 provides additional detail. The New Markets Tax Credits, NMTCs, is a federal program created under the Community Renewal Act of 2000 in order to stimulate economic and community development in America's low-income communities. The program, Section 45D of the Internal Revenue Code, provides investors with 7 years of federal tax credits in exchange for making investments in a wide range of businesses located in low-income communities. Capital One Bank has offered a conditional, non-binding reservation of NMTCs in an amount of up to $1 million in support of the Homestead Cybrary. The bank has also offered a bridge loan for the Homestead Cybrary project. I'd like to read the memo. This is Exhibit 1. This is a memo to the city manager from me regarding term sheets for New Markets Tax Credits, Tax Equity Investor, and Source Bridge Lender. The City of Homestead is evaluating a New Markets Tax Credits financing in order to support the development of the city's innovative and state-of-the-art community cyber library facility, the Cybrary, within Homestead Station. Capital One N.A. has submitted proposals to provide Source Bridge financing for the New Markets Tax Credits transaction, along with tax credit equity to support the tax credit incentive financing. The summary of Source Bridge loan terms is as follows. A non-revolving line of credit up to $16,517,500. Use of proceeds to source one or more leveraged loans in support of a New Markets Tax Credits transaction. An interest rate of LIBOR plus 1%. Maturity of 24 months from financial closing. Loan repaid from proceeds of the New Markets Tax Credits transaction on a reimbursement basis as expenses are incurred for construction, improvements, and equipments related to the Cybrary. Security consisting of collateral assignment of a first priority interest in the leveraged loan and membership pledge in community development entities. Proceeds from transfer of tax credits, pledge and control of project-level disbursement account, collateral assignment of transfer and reimbursement agreement related to Cybrary improvements and equipment, closing costs related to out-of-pocket expenses and professional fees of lender, no deposit. Summary of tax equity investment terms. Up to $25 million of qualified equity investment equal to $8,482,500, which is a rate of 87 cents per tax credit dollar. Use of tax equity in conjunction with a leveraged loan derived from the Capital One Source Bridge loan will support the financing to a special purpose entity created to lease, improve, and equip the Cybrary project. That is the Cybrary Qualic-B not-for-profit. Capital One N.A. will provide $1 million of its own tax credit allocation for the New Markets Tax Credits transaction, with no origination, allocation, servicing, or asset management fees. Capital One N.A. will receive a pass-through of tax credits for a 7-year compliance period. There is no origination fee. There are no ongoing compliance or serving costs. There will be a $75,000 credit towards professional fees associated with closing. There will be closing costs related to out-of-pocket expenses and professional fees of the investor. The investment will be subject to a put-call option to unwind the New Markets Tax Credits transaction at the conclusion of a 7-year compliance period. The tax equity supports a leveraged loan New Markets Tax Credit structure. There will be tax credit recapture indemnification. There is a $20,000 deposit for third-party costs and professional fees. I did forget to include the $20,000 deposit in the car item, although it is in the memo. So if this car item passes, we will need to send a $20,000 check to Capital One. The terms are the same as those with the Banco Popular Community Capital Investment. So because Capital One is investing $1 million from their CDE, their community development entity, we are required to give them a deposit for legal fees. If the transaction closes, that $20,000 is refunded. If the transaction does not close and it's our fault, they are entitled to keep up to the $20,000 for their actual legal fees. So if they only incur $8,000, they will return the balance. If the transaction does not close for a fault that is not our fault, we will receive our $20,000 deposit. Our only liability at this point is that $20,000 deposit. Both of these items are term sheets, not final agreements. The final agreements will come back before you for a vote. The recommendation, staff recommends that the mayor and council authorize the city manager to enter into the term sheets for the tax equity investment and source bridge loan from Capital One NA, facilitating the New Markets Tax Credits transactions in support of the Cyberry project.
Questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone would like to come forward, they're welcome. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth?
Yes.
Councilman Burgess?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 25.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, there's a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving the terms of a tri-party agreement between the city, DR Homestead LLC, and SHOWBIZ Cinemas LLC, providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
Staff recommends that mayor and council approve the tri-party parking term sheet between Axiom DR Construction LLC or its permitted assignee, developer, SHOWBIZ Cinemas, and the City of Homestead, and grant the city manager authority to negotiate a tri-party parking agreement with the parties. A tri-party parking agreement based on the terms in this term sheet will be negotiated, drafted, and brought back to council for approval. The background information on this car is in the attached staff memo, which is Exhibit 1. Exhibit 1. This is a memo to the city manager from me regarding the term sheet for the tri-party agreement among SHOWBIZ Cinemas, DR Homestead, and City of Homestead. The City of Homestead is currently engaged in a public-private partnership with DR Homestead, LLC, the permitted assignee of Axiom DR Construction, LLC, developer, for the construction of a public facility, including a parking garage, retail liner, and open public plaza, as well as a private facility, including a 10-screen movie theater, 14 bowling lanes, video arcade, food service, and restrooms to be operated by SHOWBIZ Cinemas. The term sheet for the tri-party agreement to be entered into by the parties outlines the basic terms of an agreement to be entered into by the parties, outlining their rights and duties related to the parking garage at Homestead Station. A tri-party agreement will be negotiated by the parties and brought back to council for approval. Summary of terms. City shall have no liability under the tri-party agreement for developers' failure to complete construction and obtain the COs for both the public and private facilities. City's execution of the tri-party agreement is conditioned on the signing of a lease by developer with SHOWBIZ for a term of at least 15 years. Under the First Amendment to the Homestead Station Development Agreement, CAR 2243 from earlier this evening, developer will construct an additional 120 parking spaces at its sole cost and expense. City will guarantee SHOWBIZ the use of 550 parking spaces in the garage, including the 120 parking spaces to be constructed by the developer, subject to the release schedule for transit spaces as agreed to by the city and the CITT. SHOWBIZ will pay the city $130,000 per year for use of the guaranteed spaces after the ground lease with the developer terminates. Use of the guaranteed spaces will be free to SHOWBIZ and its customers for up to 4 hours at a time. It was pointed out to me that we put employees in 2 lines, so I have to apologize. Employees should be struck from that line. They are addressed in the second line there. SHOWBIZ employees will park for free in the garage. The city will own all of the parking spaces in the public facility. Recommendation. Staff recommends that the mayor and council approve the tri-party term sheet and grant the city manager authority to negotiate a tri-party parking agreement among SHOWBIZ Cinemas, developers, and City of Homestead defining rights and duties related to the parking garage at Homestead Station. A tri-party parking agreement based on the term sheet will be negotiated, drafted, and brought back to council for approval.
Any questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. You're welcome to come forward. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey? Councilwoman Faircloth? Councilman Burgess? Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Porter?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Tab 26. Mr. Manager.
Thank you. Here in the last legislative session, the state of Florida approved $200,000 in non-recurring funding to the city of Homestead for Homestead Sickle Cell Awareness. The Foundation for Sickle Cell Disease Research and Homestead Hospital have both expressed an interest in utilizing the funds. Staff is seeking direction on how the council would like to proceed. One option could be to direct staff to meet with one or both of the groups to negotiate a contract for the use of the funds. Another option could be to direct staff to initiate a formal competitive procurement process before awarding the funds. And we're looking for direction. A couple of other points to make on this. One is which we didn't invite any of these two organizations here because we weren't sure if you're going to direct for a procurement process. We didn't think it would be fair for them to be here and to speak, so that's why they're not here. Then also we spoke to the state, and there's a limitation on how quickly you have to spend this, so it has to be all spent by the end of the fiscal year. And also what they've said is that whichever group you decide, or groups, or however you decide to do this, because they're the administrative agency at the state responsible for this funding, they would have to approve the group, they would have to approve the terms of the agreement, and so once you give us some direction and we implement that, whatever that is then goes to the state, and they have some time to kind of go back and forth on negotiate an agreement. The agreement would be between the state and the city, because the funds go to the city, and then from there, we would have some sort of an agreement between the city and the group, whoever that is.
Mr. Burgess?
Thank you, Mayor. I guess in light of an article that came out late this afternoon in the due diligence of the city, I in my heart feel that there's only one, out of the two that have been mentioned, there's only really one party left that can probably do the best justice for this community. And I would like to possibly put a motion out there, or I don't know, do we need a motion? You're just looking for direction?
We're just looking for some direction.
I mean, Baptist has given so much to this community and continues to give so much each and every day, not just to Homestead, but to Florida City, to all of South Dade and South Florida in general, that I think this would be they've been good partners with us here in the city for years and years. I don't even know how long it goes back, how many years, more than I've been around, I know that. And I think that this would be, they've shown a interest in it. They said that they've got plans that they could use the funding to do right here in Homestead. So I would, my feeling is that we reach out to Baptist. They're in place, so they wouldn't have, hopefully, a problem with spending the funds before the end of the year, and that we would be able to help some of our citizens as they do each and every day, and this would help them with another branch of their care that they give down here. So that would be my suggestion if you're looking for them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bailey?
I completely agree. I think that Homestead Hospital is a very wise choice, but I would like us to consider possibly giving a small portion to the founder of Stomp Out Sickle Cell here, the local organization. I believe that she is incredibly passionate about it, and to support a small program here in the city, I think that would also be something we should discuss.
Process would allow for that, so if you have an amount in mind and the board, council is amenable to that idea, that we could negotiate basically with two organizations, and we just need a sense of what amount for each.
It needs to be spent before the end of this year.
Yes.
How much time?
Yes. Yes, and you're probably talking about, Homestead Hospital said they were going to give us a proposal sometime in January, so depending on when they give us that proposal, then it's got to go to the state, then it's going to come back here, then you have to approve it, and then so there is a period of time. On the other hand, depending on the amount for this other organization, they may very well be able to spend a small amount. It's the large amount that, if you gave it to that organization, likely it'd have a hard time spending that large amount, but a smaller amount, they might be able to do that. So it's obviously, we would vet this organization too, just to make sure that there are no issues. But if you can give us, if you like that idea and you have an idea of what amount you'd like for the other organization, we can at least reach out to them tomorrow and get the process rolling with them as well.
I'd like to propose 1,000. Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry?
No, you have the floor. You go ahead and finish what your comments
Okay.
are.
Now, if you were asking, that was what was on the top of my. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Fairclough?
Yes, I have some comments before we get into who's getting what and amounts, because I'm all about process. But I have some questions first before I decide which direction I want to take. When is the end of the fiscal year, according to the state?
The end of the fiscal year, September, I think it's the same as ours.
As ours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Okay, so if we go through the procurement process, how long would that take?
The procurement process can be as quick as you'd like it. It's minimally a month, Jerry, between the time of month. It would be kind of an expedited process because it's not a very complicated thing.
Okay, and I ask because we have to be very careful about just arbitrarily deciding, okay, let's give this money, this allocation to a certain nonprofit, when we don't really do that. We go through the RFP process to make sure it is a fair process and get everybody who's interested in helping to steward these dollars the opportunity to do so. I agree that Homestead Hospital is a great partner in our community, and I'm sure they do a great job at this, but I wanted to make sure before I make a decision that I'm doing my due diligence to ensure that we're just not selecting nonprofits to give money to, because that can open up a whole can of worms. But in light of the fact that time is not on our side, I'd be in favor of designating the funds to one of two of the nonprofits that have expressed an interest. But more importantly, we have to talk about the scope of the work, what will it entails, before we determine how much money we're going to give to the other nonprofit, Stomp Out Sickle Cell. So I think that has to be very clear, because this nonprofit probably can't execute or implement what the scope of work entails. So we have to determine that before I'd say how much money I would give to this nonprofit and for what. What would they do?
I understand.
And do they have the capacity
Well,
to do it?
if the majority agrees that we should reach out to the group and at least talk to them, see if they're interested, vet their organization, we can at least start that ball rolling. And by that point, we'll have a proposal from Homestead Hospital, have an understanding of what exactly they're planning.
Right.
And then whatever gap that there is, because likely they're going to be more on the clinic side.
Right.
And part of this is also sickle cell awareness.
Awareness.
So the other group could likely handle that, and likely you might be able to do more than the $1,000. I'm sure, a little more won't hurt, but I guess we have to first figure out
Right.
how, if there's, and then ultimately the state would decide. But
Exactly.
so what we could do for the next meeting, or the next time this comes on the agenda, is we'll have a lot more information, and we can kind of move both balls at the same time, and then you can determine at that meeting what the funding amounts would be.
And the president, I believe, is LaWanda Bragg for Stomp Out Sickle Cell. I believe she has a partnership with Homestead Hospital in
Right.
that they have supported her in her 5K walks. So I think she'd be great on the awareness piece, but I think that needs to be clearly defined before we determine how much this potential non-for-profit will receive.
Assuming the organization vets out and you're all interested in doing something with this organization, another way to possibly expedite this would be to actually have Homestead Hospital have some sort of partnership where they're somewhat like a subcontractor, so that
That's
the
it.
application that goes before the state is just one group, as long as they're guaranteed a certain amount to implement one of the elements of the program, and then you can end up with a win-win there.
Yes, I'm in favor of that. Yes, Mayor.
Mr. Roth?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to concur with what I've just heard. I know LaWanda Bragg. I was at her event this year. And I too believe, have a lot of faith and confidence in our city's Homestead Hospital's ability to execute what is needed. And I just hope LaWanda Bragg is ready for this challenge that may be facing her. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
And Mayor, just to correct the record, staff has informed me it's June 30th is the fiscal year end, so we have even less time.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, thought it was June 30th, so it's a short time window. And I concur with a lot of what Councilwoman Faircloth stated as far as process. I mean, that's my normal way of doing things, and so I struggle with it a little bit, but I also want to make sure that we can put these dollars to good use. I don't want to see these dollars go to waste. We had our state representatives and state senators up there fighting for these dollars for the city and for the residents of the city, and so I want to make sure we put it to good use and so that they know that we appreciate the work that they've done. So I do think we need to find a way to accomplish that goal. So in that case, I mean, I do concur. I think Homestead Hospital, I like the concept of Homestead Hospital being the lead and maybe having some subsidiary subcontractors that we work with them on to do some of the awareness pieces. But as it relates to the criteria and the measurables, that's kind of one of my concerns. If you look at the proposed contract that is sitting here for the other organization or for the use of our dollars, it's pretty detailed, and there's a lot of technicalities in here. There's a lot of requirements that has been negotiated or have been met. So I think that whoever we choose to administer whatever program it is, the simpler the better as far as for us, because we're going to have to be the ultimate responsible party for these dollars, and whatever we have agreed to or whatever Homestead Hospital, whatever organization we choose proposes to do, we're going to have to devote staff time to actually make sure that they're doing what they said they're going to do and what we've contracted with the state to do. So, I would hope that if Homestead Hospital sends a proposal sometime in January, that it's more maybe simplistic than what is proposed here. Maybe it's more awareness, or maybe the monies are used to, purchase equipment or machinery that can be used for testing or administering, treatment, something to that effect can be a quick and simple, I think, spending of the dollars that'll help us both from a time frame standpoint to make sure we meet our contract, but two, an enforcement standpoint. So that's something I wanted to put out there as the proposal comes in, that it's something that maybe is easier for us to manage, because ultimately it's going to take staff time to make sure that we don't drop the ball and that we don't get found that we're in violation of any type of contract parameters. I think that's my biggest concern, and so I concur with a lot of what council's already stated. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Ms. Faircloth?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just Vice Mayor Shelley just jogged my memory about something. As the Homestead Hospital comes up with the proposal for these funds, what I would like to see, in addition to it being very simplistic, something easy to execute, that is focused more on the clinical component to support those who currently have sickle cell, and then some portion, a smaller portion, on the awareness piece.
Sure.
Like, you can keep us abreast of it and educate us on it, but what about those that currently have it?
Yes.
How are we helping them? It has to go beyond awareness for them. So if it can be more heavily on the side that supports those sickle cell patients, and then at some point, a smaller portion for the awareness.
If that's the will of the majority, that's very helpful to us for direction purposes, and we'll certainly act accordingly.
Ms. Bailey?
Sorry, last thing real quick, now that you said that. That is one of the things I was thinking about with a small donation going to this nonprofit, is that we are lacking here the clinical side. So maybe with this smaller nonprofit, that could help more in aiding families who had to take a day off work, who had to get transportation as far as they have to go right now. So I just wanted to say that was one of the things that was on my mind regarding the smaller nonprofit.
Anything else, ma'am?
No, thank you.
That's it. I think you've got direction already. I think that one of the things that would be, I think we've got a better opportunity with a partner in this, like Homestead Hospital, to leverage the money. You got $200,000. It's nice, but you leverage it with all of the aspects of what the hospital already has up and running. So I think it's been said. I think you've got clear direction, but.
Is it fair to conclude that the other organization, foundation, we can notify them and let them know that where they won't be considered for this, so we can bring some closure to their process as well?
I don't think anybody's will. I mean, like Mr. Burgess said, the article today kind of brings out some things, some issues and some questions about the one agency. So it seems to me like council was kind of giving you direction to look towards hospital and leveraging the money and also getting their partners under the umbrella of the hospital. Is that what everybody's saying? Yes. Okay, that's what I
Great.
thought.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Next item is public comments. We have one card for Preston Buckley. Mr. Buckley? Just give us your name and address of the record, please, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Preston Buckley. I've been nominated by Down Under Sports to run track and field. I currently attend Homestead Senior High. My address is 1626 Northwest 6th Avenue, Florida City. I run the 400 and 800. This is a shirt from Down Under Sports. I also run the 4x8 and 4x4. I have a trip to Australia in June, which the total amount is $4,700. I made a down payment of $300, and also raised $200 as well, which would be the total of $500. I'm asking for a donation of the rest, please, and thank you.
You want a donation from Homestead for you to go to Australia to run in a track event?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what? That's not something we would be able to decide in the public comment. Let us take it. I'll give your information to the manager. Maybe some of the council members can help you some way with a donation if they can. We'll try to help you, but at this particular time, we're not going to be able to vote to give you any kind of a grant to go. But let me work with the manager to see if we can come up with some ideas.
Does he have a GoFundMe page, or does he have anything like that?
I don't have a GoFundMe page, sir.
Mayor, if he wants to wait after the meeting, we'll work with staff, see how we can also help him with some organizational issues to see how we can get other members of the community involved.
Okay. Can you wait a few minutes and speak with the manager?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The only other public comment card I have is Kevin Sullivan, and I don't see Mr. Sullivan here. So we're going to close the public comment section, and we're going to go to business from the city manager. Anything, Mr. Manager?
No, just thank you for a phenomenal year, and it's been another great year working with you all, and looking forward to 2018.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Attorney, anything? Nothing? Reports from Mayor and Council. Mr. Burgess, you have tab 27. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, our longtime lobbyist and friend of the city, Mr. Bob Levy, passed away not too long ago, and it's come to my attention that both the county and the state have come up with designations of portions of highway for him. And all I'm asking is that we show our support with a resolution of support and honor Mr. Levy, backing both the county and the state for what he's done. He gave so much to this community, especially down at Patches. You know, he did all his work for them pro bono, and that's a great facility down there that he's brought out. And I just thought it would be nice on our half if we also showed recognition and support of what other parties have done. So that's all I was asking for.
We don't need a motion.
I don't know if we just do a simple resolution, you know, just in support and all that.
Speaking to the mic, so.
If the council's all in agreement, I'm happy to prepare a resolution for the cow.
I think we're all in agreement. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I think is it still my business, or was it?
Yes, sir, you're up.
Well, I wasn't sure if we were just taking a tab or what. I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. You know, it's a great time of year, but please remember those that aren't fortunate. And as you go about your business, if you have time to go over and work at the Homestead Soup Kitchen, please do, or take them some food. As several years ago, I ran a food drive for them, and we raised lots of things, because it's great to give children toys or an adult a toy that they get to use for a short period of time, but they still have to eat. So it's please remember the less fortunate as you go through your holidays, and everybody enjoy themselves and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ms. Bailey?
Push the button?
No, I got you.
Oh. Same here. Just please enjoy the holidays. Thank you so much for my first month and a half, everybody being amazing and welcoming and so informative and answering any questions that I have. I'm completely not done with questions, that's for sure. But thank you. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Fairclough?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Hold on just a second. I got to get this thing on here.
I think I'm hot. Red means hot.
You're hot now.
I would like to commend Councilman Roth for his Shop with a Cop event. It was incredible. The amount of police officers that were there volunteering their time was just very heartwarming to see. I mentioned it to Chief Captain Washington, but the fact that there are so many officers out there helping kids shop for Christmas and giving of their own time, and some probably out of their own pockets. And I thank you for allowing some members of our schools appointed by our education committee to participate in that event. We received several emails from the parents thanking them, but I told them to thank you because that was your baby and your brainchild. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And I just like to wish everyone a happy holidays, Noche Buena, Las Posadas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. Enjoy with your families. And as Councilman Burgess said, don't forget about the homeless. Definitely feed the homeless, love on them as well. And I'll be spending some time at the Homestead Soup Kitchen during the holidays. So I have nothing further. Thank you, Mayor.
ma'am. Thank you. Mr. Roth?
Thank you, Mayor. That's an interesting segue, Councilwoman, because we're going to do a small, quick presentation of the Shop with the Cop, if somebody can help me with that. We did a small PowerPoint. I thought it was very important that we recognize our police officers, SOS, and everybody who supported the event. Wait, you can do it. How do I do this? Okay.
I know, right?
So first of all, it says here, this is for the kids, Shop with a Cop. We were at the Walmart. A little information was, this is for the Kids, Inc., partnered up with SOS and the police department, and our organization, This is for the Kids, gave each of the children that came out there a $100 gift card to shop with. I think the most heartwarming part of that, and let me start this as I'm talking because I'm not sure how long it's going to go. The red one? I asked for the keys for the car, and they wouldn't give those to me, so they didn't allow me to use the microphone to make some announcements. I'll just let you guys watch these pictures. Those are all City of Homestead police officers. Here they're waiting for their children to pick them. Vice Mayor was with us there, Farm Share, thank you for that. They provided food and lunchboxes for all the kids. Then they go shopping. supply each of the children with a $100 gift card to Walmart. I can't speak for all the police officers there, but there were many of them that were very generous to these children. I won't mention amounts or who was, but that to me is the beautiful thing about this event is we're able to do a little bit, but the generosity, the love, and the support that our police officers and our police department, starting all the way from the top, from the chief all the way down, they truly love the community, they support the community, and they really support what we do out there, and we appreciate them so much. And I'm very fortunate to be able to give them that opportunity to show the community that we're with them. And we're going to finish it up with this one little thing here, and some of you may recognize this guy. Running Man.
They're just my height, too. They're twins? No, we're triplets. Oh, okay.
So with that, I want to thank the police department, the chief, the colonel, Captain Washington, you're sitting in their place tonight. And Merry Christmas to everyone, and a Happy New Year. And I look forward to 2018 and what surprises may come our way up here. So thank you, Mayor.
No clapping, no clapping.
No clapping.
No clapping.
Hey, whoa.
No, 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 no.
Where's
No.
the sergeant at arms? Who's over there?
He was clapping.
Move
He was
this guy.
clapping. Anything else?
That's
Mr.
all. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I thank Councilman Roth for taking council reports to another level. I think we've been here 8 years now, and this is the first time I've seen a PowerPoint, which gives me ideas, though. I have to say, so I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more sophisticated council reports in the future. And thank you for your efforts with Shop with the Cop.
Mr. Roth?
Thank Karen and Selena for putting this video together for me. There was a few last minute changes. We have things we like in our things, but Karen, thank you for your help and your efforts. And, did you do that? No. But I just want to recognize you guys because you guys really tremendously did a lot for it. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Vice Mayor?
Thanks. But I just want to use my time to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. And it's exciting to see what this council's been able to accomplish this year, but over the last couple of years, and to see the momentum continuing to move forward. And so I look forward to next year. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you and continuing to do great things for the city of Homestead and bringing forth some of the visions that we've been working on for many years now. To see some of those start to actually come to life is very exciting. So again, just Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, and see you guys next year.
Thank you, sir. Little business, we have one request for appointment to the Education Advisory Committee. Is there a motion? Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Perfect. And I would like to also say to the council members, you all are awesome, and each one of you do an awesome, fantastic job individually and collectively. Couldn't be more proud to be sitting up here with such a great group of leadership. I mean, I can't say enough. And to the staff and George, you've got a great team, and I agree. I think that the next year or so, we're going to just see the sky just explode with project. The big project downtown is going to be the game changer, another game changer. Let's put it that way. But the staff, I hope you guys realize how much we appreciate you. Probably don't say it enough, but we really, really do. And I want to also wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. We won't see you before the New Year's. Enjoy some time, be with your family, rest a little bit, because we get right back to work. He's going to double time first of the year, right, George? So, but I want to say to the council members, I really do appreciate you, more than you'll ever know. Hey, don't jump ahead of me. Is there a motion to adjourn? Moving second, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas.